Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about you're gonna need a U-Haul. Instacart customer buys 192 cases of water for $2K. Driver can't believe what Instacart is paying. So a lot of drivers already have a stigma towards taking cases of water for deliveries already, and for good reason. And this customer apparently wanted 192 of them. Why this ended up going through Instacart to begin with is beyond me, but these drivers are talking all about it because the payout seems questionable at best. So with that said, we are talking about everything that is being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. An Instacart customer ordered 192 cases of water, the bane of many grocery delivery workers' existences. A driver couldn't believe how much the app was paying and what the customer's tip was for such a large request. I love how they link to a article that is about a Doordash customer ordering cases of water to the third floor of an apartment, because I can absolutely imagine that being the case. 192 cases? I don't know, but either way, it's why? I don't even know what a customer's tip with that should be. Like, yeah, it's over $2,000, but you know damn well that these customers aren't going to tip 20%. I don't even see a valid reason to do an order like this. TikToker Instacartier at Instacartier has built a large following on the app by documenting his experiences and insights working as an Instacart driver. I'm gonna leave his TikTok as well as his profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. In a recently uploaded TikTok, Instacartier responds to an Instacart situation encountered by fellow Instacart TikToker Xavier Shops Food at Instacart Shopper Xavier. Xavier Shops Food shares that he encountered an Instacart order requesting 192 cases of water be delivered. The large order would pay the driver only $20, but potentially cost the customer over $2,000. Okay, so according to the interwebs, a case of water, just store brand, on Instacart would be $4.05. If you go Zephyrless, it's actually $8.70. But let's go at $4.05 for a second. That is $777.60. That's also assuming that there are no fees tacked onto it or anything like that. That is just the value of Publix putting water on their website and adjusting it for the commission that they're receiving. So yeah, that would be a hefty cost. And the driver probably wouldn't get 20% of that. In fact, 5% of that, which is the average tip amount for an Instacart order, is $38.88. Either way, the logistics of it just doesn't make sense. 192 cases of water. What are you gonna have? A box truck on you? Like, what are these unrealistic expectations you have for Instacart shoppers?
Because this is the shit that we see on our screens. Like, diabolical shit like this. Why in God's creation would anyone want to do this?
Exactly, like, unless the driver is literally driving a U-Haul and they're just putting it on a pallet and putting it in the box truck, what are these unrealistic expectations?
This customer needs to tip at least $400. Between $400, literally pretty much a couple $100. I ain't talking to $150. It better be higher than $300. That's literally all I'm saying. It better be more than $300 for that fucking tip.
To be clear, yeah, I would agree with that, but the problem is I can't even expect a restaurant or any grocery store to even have 192 cases of water. What grocery store is just having that out on the floor? A pallet is 48 cases. So to have 192 of them, you would need to have 4 pallets of cases of water to go from the back of the store and into the back of your truck. You're asking for a completely different service. Imagine this being a sedan real quick, or even a midsize. There is no reasonable way for this to be possible. That also said, could this have been split amongst multiple drivers? Sure, but I sincerely doubt it.
Diabolical is the right fucking word, all right? Like, let's just do the math on that real quick. They are trying to buy 192 cases of water. With the Instacart upcharges and heavy pay and all that, it's going to cost around $2,000. Now, Instacart is trying to pay a fraction of that, $20. First of all, who can even fit 192 cases in their fucking car? That's crazy. Like, you're going to need like a U-Haul moving truck for like a 4-bedroom house.
You might be able to get away with it with a cargo van, but even still, that's not something you can reasonably expect from a customer.
Beyond that, even if you did have a truck that you could move it, each case, unless you have a forklift, you're going to have to carry each case by hand. You're going to have to load them on there by hand, and you're going to have to unload them by hand. And then the fact that these people only tip $45, that's just... I really don't even know what to make of that. Like, I've never done a Stitch video before, but I felt like I needed to stitch this, because what the fuck is happening?
The customer is trying to get a lot more for their value of $45 from the customer. Like, I don't care what anybody says. There is no reasonable way you can explain an 192 case of water order in any fashion. None. And if you're a customer that believes that you're entitled to that, you are so fucking wrong and really shouldn't be having any service handed to you of any kind. How much should you tip your Instacart driver? This isn't the first time Instacart drivers has voiced their frustrations with low tipping. I don't even think this is just a low tipping issue. Like, we're talking about asking a customer putting through an order on Instacart that is fundamentally impossible to achieve with a single driver. Like, let's say they split this among a few different drivers, and it wasn't 192, it was less than that, and broke it up more, and that is why it was $45, because that tip was divided among the many drivers. That would make sense to me. That's not what happened here. I can't imagine a reasonable way for this to have been accomplished with just Instacart shoppers. You needed a service that was dedicated to this, and you chose to go through Instacart. That's ridiculous. One driver shared on Reddit, I saw a 72 item Costco order pop up that was 50-ish miles and $1 tip. Was on the app all day. And you know what's funny? Because Instacart, they actually show you exactly how much they tipped. That is something that I appreciate out of this system, is that you can't reasonably pull that off at all. You can't get away with that anymore. According to your gig economy, most orders above $100, the restaurant standard of 15 to 25% plus works. And that's what many customers who value the Instacart Shopper service tip. I respectfully disagree. I think that number should be applied regardless of the amount they ordered. But in a lot of cases, if it's less than $100, I can't imagine there being a valid reason for you to put it through the system. And also, you gotta think that you don't even know what kind of driver these Instacart shoppers are. Like, really. You can also try tipping half your item count when ordering from your run-of-the-mill grocery store. So $15 if you have 30 items, $25 if you have 50 items, $30 if you have 60, and so on, it notes. I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like I'm not spending my time looking for 50 items for $25, even with the base pay. In a lot of cases, I don't even take orders with 50 items unless it's paying more than that. Viewers weigh in on the large request. The TikTok has over 4,000 views and over 100 comments. Many viewers shared their reaction to the large Instacart order. And the things you do for content, huh? I would need at least $500 for that order, one viewer commented. Instacartier response, I think more at most. I might be able to fit 19 cases in my Prius, which means I'm taking at least 10 trips. I don't think an order like that should even be displayed to somebody with a Prius. I think that is an order that should only be available to the people who have the size vehicle that can pull that off. Otherwise, you just shouldn't get it. One viewer even did the math. 192 cases equals 4 pallets. It's 2,030 pounds a pallet. You need a flatbed truck to deliver this, they shared. I was gonna say you could probably get away with it with a box truck, but yeah, you would probably need a flatbed truck for this. I don't even know why this ended up on Instacart. What is the expectation here? Who was stupid enough to pull this shit? My thing is, Instacart knows what kind of vehicle we have, so why would they think that any of that would fit? There should be a limit one shared. I agree. There should be somebody on the platform that sees this and says, yeah, we don't offer that kind of service. We don't put that through our main system. You could talk to the grocery store. I'm sure they could work something out with you, but that's not us. Another shared, the store wouldn't even have 192 cases. True, but I think that if you made a deal with the store itself, I think they would be able to arrange something for you to where you're not even dealing with Instacart. That's just straight up with the grocery store. Instead of them putting it on the shelf, they have it directly sent to wherever you need it to be. Instacartier responded, Costco, BJ's, or Sam's Club probably would. Can't speak to any other store though. Yeah, you could also make a deal with them. You could probably pull that off with them. That's probably possible, but not this. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. I can't find a reasonable way that this could have been pulled off. I'm sorry, I just can't. This is an order that shouldn't have been put through Instacart. Maybe there's a service out there that would be able to just have it sent directly to you, not from a grocery store. This is unreasonable. Why is this even a possibility on the app? It shouldn't be. I wouldn't even waste my time with it. And also, why is $45 the only amount of tip for that? What kind of unreasonable expectation were you having for an order like this? I don't even feel like there's anything else I really need to say to that. Just don't take the order. Be intelligent enough to realize that this isn't something you could realistically pull off and just call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.